everybody, welcome to the Dano channel. I am Dano, and it's been a while since I've done a build your own lightsaber video. I don't think I've done one this year. Maybe I have. It's been a weird year, 2021. But I'm heading back to Galaxy's Edge next week, November 14th, to celebrate Life Day. It's going to be the day we observe Life Day, because typically it's on November 17th. But we'll be out there on Batuu West, doing some droid meetups, doing some Batuu bounty hunts. But I'm going to need a lightsaber, because I'm going to be there the night before. And I'm going to want to bring my lightsaber just for nighttime. You know, why not? So, we need to build a lightsaber. Now, yesterday I went over on Instagram or just Facebook. I think Facebook and here on YouTube in the community tab. I posted a picture of the whole Savis, all of them, the list of all the pieces. And I said, you know what? Last time I did one of these FrankenSabers, that I did just two themes. I picked Peace and Justice and Power and Control and mixed those together. What are two other options that I should do this time around? And a lot of people said Elemental Nature and Protection and Defense, which is coincidentally the first two lightsabers I built. So back when Galaxy's Edge opened, I have a vlog of it. There's a card up there if you want to click and watch it after this. But the first ones that I built, I actually built Protection and Defense for me with a blue crystal. And I had my wife, she didn't care. I just paid for an extra spot so she could build one and I'd have two lightsabers right off the bat. But she built Elemental Nature with a green crystal. So those are my first two, actually, on Elemental Nature and Protection and Defense. So today I've got a little setup here. You guys can take a look for it if you want to see what I got going on here. See, I've got my tray all set up. Of course, I've got my crystals out there ready to go. But my custom Savi's tray that I 3D printed, I added a little Savi's logo. You can tell the numbers are up there just like they normally are at Savi's. But this time it's double loaded with all the pieces from both. I've got Protection and Defense down here on the bottom. And then I've got Elemental Nature up there on the top. But we are going to mix and match pieces and come up with a brand new saber today. Okay, first things first, we're going to pick switches. Now, I've got four options here. I've got Protection and Defense has two really cool ones. There's a little teardroppy one, which I like. But I think I'm going to skip the teardroppy one, which is going to put me up against these other two. See, there's the Elemental Nature one with the big thumb switch that I like a lot. It's actually my favorite of all of them. The F word, I said it. Favorite. But I don't know. I feel like I always use that, so I'm going to go with something different. So that means the teardrop is out. The Elemental Nature with the big thumb grip is out. Now that leaves me with the Elemental Nature with the little Brylark wood and the filigree. And if you guys notice in the close-up on that, the paint is chipping off on those two little darker parts. So that's actually going to leave me picking this one. I'm going to go with this Protection and Defense right here. You see that? The gold with the gold button. That's going to be my switch. Now I'm going to pick the crystal last. I'm going to reopen this and pick the crystal last. Just cuz. Okay. It's ready. So first off, we've got the Protection and Defense switch. Okay. I'm going to put my pieces back. Now we get to look at sleeves. So first off, let's take a look at all four sleeves for Protection and Defense. There's all four of them. Now, I know in the last FrankenSaber I did, this is the 2020 saber where I mix and match from everything. I use this piece. I use this piece that has all the kind of markings and old ancient Jedi text, so that's out. I've used that before. Woo, my dogs don't like it either. They're mad. Okay. So I get to pick two pieces total. I'm going to do at least one sleeve. I think at least one sleeve Elemental, one sleeve Protection and Defense. I might change my mind here. I'm making this up as I go. But I'm leaning towards... I think I'm leaning towards this one. I'm going to keep these two out. But that means I'm going to put these two back. These two I will not be doing. Okay? So these two are just options. No, I'm not settled yet, but I'm going to set them to the side. Next, let's take a look at all four options for Elemental Nature. So we've got our leather bound. We've got the one with the cool markings on it in the silver. And it's got like a Brylark wood to it. We've got the one with the whalebone, Cartesian whalebone. I feel like I don't use that one as much. I'm going to put that in the running. And then we have the one with the wooden filigree. Again, I don't use that one too much either. I usually go with the fake leather bound and with the other one with the markings on it. I just happen to like that a lot. But I'm going to do something different for this here. So let's try this out. Okay. Do I use the one with the wood? I don't think so. I don't think I'm going to... I mean, that means there's going to be no wood on this lightsaber. Ooh, I gotta like sit here and like toy around with combos and see what might work. I do like the whalebone. I do like the whalebone. Oh, this is tough. Or do I do both? Both of those? See, this is why it's tough. This is why it's tough to do this. I'm gonna go. Oof. I see. I want to go back to the leather. I like the leather, and I really do think the leather could work with something like this. So there's two pieces that I think could work together. Leather on the bottom, this towards the top, or leather on the bottom and this one towards the top. But I haven't chosen an emitter yet, so that's also going to determine which emitter I use. I'm gonna say no to the leather. I really want to use it, but I'm gonna go with my grip is gonna be the whalebone. That's gonna be the bottom. Whalebone on the bottom. Just decided. Whalebone on the bottom. What looks good here? Let's try. Does that look okay to you guys? What do you think? Cover my eyes. There we go. That looks okay. It looks okay. I think it might look better like this. Take a look at that. And see, I think that looks pretty good. Now, this is going to be the top, so it'd be like this. It'd be, yeah. Maybe that'll make a little more sense. That'd be the bottom. That'd be the top. I do actually like that quite a bit. Focus on the saber, friend, not on me. Hi, saber. There we go. I'm liking the look of that. Now, I reserve the right to change any of these once I get going. So I'm going to put those back. Now we're going to look at the emitter, the top. This is a tough call. It's a very tough call. What if I switch those? I'm going to switch those and just see how I feel about it. Because if I go for an emitter that is protection and defense, and I'm leaning towards this one. I'm leaning towards this guy. The one with the leafy thing at the top. This leafy thing. I think that brings a good balance to this. I think I'm liking where this is going so far. Now, of course, these things never line up. You can add little rubber O-rings to change how they line up. I'm not that much of a stickler for it. It's fine that it doesn't. It'd be nice if it did, but it's cool that it doesn't. It doesn't bug me that much. So if I go with protection, elemental nature, protection, that means my emitter, that's 3 so far that are protection defense, and only 1 that's elemental nature. So that gives me 2 options for my emitter. Rancor Tooth, which I love the Rancor Tooth. I absolutely love the Rancor Tooth. Ooh, excuse that squeaking sound. That's not a bad look. That's not terrible. But I feel like I like the bottom half, but not the top half. You know? And I tend to stay away from this one, the one with all the filigree on it. I tend to stay away from that. One of the main reasons why is because when I build the lightsaber using all the Savi's pieces, I want to make sure I can set it upright or the other way. The tooth, the Rancor tooth, means I can't lay it flat. The top on this one means I can't lay it flat. This one from Elemental Nature, that little rectangle right there, it's not big enough to lay flat and trust that it'll stay and not fall over. They often fall over if you try to set it on that. So, if I go with the tooth, I should change my emitter. This is my... this is so funny. I do this often enough that I'm like, I always sit there and play around, like, well, I want you to be... I actually do this often enough where I do that kind of thing. I'm going to go elemental. I'm going to bring the wood back. I'm going to bring... I like... It's got a mystical, kind of cool look to it. But I'm going to try using this emitter. I think that might work, actually. I think that might be it. I like the look of that, right? Rancor Tooth, protection and defense. It's got a good grip to it. Got nice texture. The fingers go right on there really well. It's got a good... When you hold it, these 3 fingers can wrap right on that grippy part really well. 1, 2, 3. I like that. It's got a nice grip. Thumb, cool. I'm liking where this is going. I like this. The only other option I would do would be to put leather at the bottom, just to give it the grip with the leather one. But I don't think I need to do that. I like using protection and defense at the bottom, and I like using that as my grip. Has a nice textured grip. And it matches with the ribs on the Switch. I like that too. It's kind of got a very vertical look. And then we change it up a little bit towards the top. We get the cool markings from the Brylark wood and the inlay there. And then the top keeps it very, like, still with those, not vertical, I guess vertical that way, but horizontal lines all going one way. And it does kind of match. And even the coloring on that matches fairly well. These are different colored ribs, right? This one's like a lighter brown, this one's more of a bronzy color. But it still works out, and it still kind of matches. I like this, but I do want to try another emitter just to see.
Okay, so at this point, I've already settled on a lightsaber. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one I'm going to end up building. But I'm going to spend the next 14 minutes trying out different combos, 8 of them to be exact. So I hope you'll stick around. If you're not wanting to do that, go ahead and skip to the end where you can see what blade color I pick. But just a heads up, I'm going to try out more combos and ultimately end up back on this lightsaber I just showed you.
Because the nice thing is this is flat. So I can just set this down on my desk and it's no problem. It'll stay. It'll wobble a little bit, but it'll stay. So the only other option with that, as far as emitters go, because the other elemental nature has this thing that sticks up, I can't set it down flat. And same with the other protection and defense, is this thing has the leaf and it will not sit down flat. So my other option from elemental nature is this one, which I love this one, but I feel like I use it all the time. We can see it. Let's see now. Now it feels more elemental nature than anything else. More than anything else, now it feels way more elemental nature. And I like that, but I feel like I don't do protection defense often enough. I feel like I always use this piece, and I always use the Rancor Tooth. I'm gonna try another combo. I know you guys like seeing these combos, so I don't mind taking the time to make this a little bit longer and really try out some different things. Because if I were to take this, I just thought of something. I'm going to do a bunch of combos and see what I like best. I like this one, but that means I got to go flat on the top, which means this version. So we've gotten rid of the Rancor Tooth. That's a decent mix. That is a decent mix. Now it's all one-sided though, right? This side's all protection and defense, protection. Elemental nature. What if... No, I like that button so much. What if I switch things up? Let's switch things up. I'm going to switch the orientation of the sleeves and see how that feels. Because that might have a completely different feel to it. Now, typically when it comes to the pommels, the end caps, I like to go with D-rings whenever possible instead of the CoverTech wheel. It just feels more secure for the D-ring. That's just me. That's what I like. But that's fine. Let's try this out. Let's see what we can come up with here. And we're going to put this on the top. And then my emitter, let's do this emitter and see how that feels. That's a little more balanced. It's got a little bit more of a balanced look to it. Oh yeah, okay, so I'm okay with this. Focus. There you go. I like that look. That is actually, that's a pretty cool look. For a lightsaber, that is pretty sweet. I am not mad at this at all. That is a very cool looking saber. You know what? This might be it. I'm gonna try one more thing. I'm gonna try the other emitter, and I know this is against my rule of not being able to set it down. I just want to see how it looks. That's just okay. I like the wood on both ends. Wood over here. Some wood inlay, and then it matches with the wood. Over here, that's fine. That's fine. I like that. I just don't love this emitter. I really don't. So what if... I'm going to do one more combo here. I'm going to do one more combo. I'm going to take a different end cap. I'm going to use the other protection and defense end cap. Because then what that does... If I do this one... Then I've got 3 pieces of protection and defense. And so far only 1 elemental nature. Which means I'd have to go with the elemental nature emitter. And I want to avoid using this one because I always use it. Oh, man. And again, that's not bad. That's actually pretty good looking. I do like that quite a bit. I'm torn. Do I scrap? If I do that, do I maybe use a different switch? I've got one more option. I'm going to use the protection defense emitter that's flat. Right? No, I don't have to. I don't want a completely flat lightsaber. I like having a little dimension. So we're going to put the one with the leaf on the top there. Okay? Boom, boom. That means I'm going to take my switch, and I'm going to use... Again, I feel like I use these elemental nature ones all the time. These are like some of my go-tos. These are the ones I always default to. But I think, this is it. I think this might be it. There's my front there. That's not bad looking. I like that. I do like that. Now looking at it, that's not bad. That is not bad, but it does feel a little lacking. I'm gonna I don't know how many times I'm gonna redo the order of some of these things, but I think I'll get it right eventually. That's what's fun about having all these, is I can do this. So I can sit here and try a bunch of different ways. I went on quick. And we're going to go back to this one. And we're going to go back to this one. How does that feel? Okay. I'm kind of digging that. No, not my face, not my face. I feel like it doesn't scream elemental nature enough. And I don't want to use the Rancor Tooth. I don't. Don't let me use the Rancor Tooth. I think I'm gonna use the Rancor Tooth. I always use the Rancor Tooth. But it just looks so dang good. But that means I gotta go flat. I go back and forth with this stuff. But that means I'm not gonna use this one with the pointy thing. And I'm gonna use this one that's flat. And I do think that says it all. I think this is it. This one feels right. It's got the tooth, so it does scream nature. 2 pieces nature. Now this switch could go either way. I like this switch because it's got a good... your thumb rests on there like perfectly. The other option is this... Okay, I need to figure this out. I like this a lot, and I'm keeping everything except for the switch. I could go either way on the switch. Let me remove it. Let me try the other one. I like that.
Of course you like that. That's the one you made 8.5 minutes ago.
I actually like that a lot. And then we get elemental nature, 2 protection defense in a row, elemental again, and then end with protection. Okay, now I like this. I'm going to set that down. I'm going to push my pieces to the side. Because the other question is going to be, what color do we make this? What color should this be? Given that this was the first lightsaber, like these 2 were the first 2 Savi sabers I ever made, and one was blue, the one I picked was blue, and the other one was green, I'm actually going to use Crafted Cores, a double-sided blue and green, so I can switch when I'm at Disneyland. I'm going to bring 1 crystal. I might try to buy a red to see if I can get another black, but when I'm there, my plan is to just bring the 1 crystal. There's definitely something up here with my switch pieces. But I'm going to do green first. And I'm going to show you guys something. Because there's one more choice I have to make. You might be like, no, Dano, that's it. You've done it all. You've picked all the stuff. No. As of me recording this, you guys haven't seen these yet. But you will have seen this if you're subscribed to the channel, which, by the way, make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you've got the notifications turned on so you don't miss out on stuff like this, okay? I have 4 options for blades. I can do a regular Savi's blade, or I can do one of my modifications. So a year or 2 ago, I did a modification on how to make a Dark Saber style modification to your lightsaber. And I was close. And some of you may remember, here's the cool looking thing. Now you might notice this looks a little bit different because there's a texture to this. I took some hot glue and added some texture. So I want to know, what do you think about this? Green. Very cool. It's got a neat texture. I want to show you guys close-ups of what this looks like. Here you go. I do like that. I do like what that looks like. That's kind of cool looking. Again, it's got the hot glue texture on it. Doesn't show so well on that one. That's fine. We've seen green, right? I don't think green works very well with the dark saber look. It works okay, but it's not what I want. Okay, now for my next option. This is one that's hot glued, but it's only like partially hot glued. It's just really from here to there is hot glued. Everything else is just normal blade. I like that. I like the look of that. That's pretty cool. Again, I'll show you guys just some close-ups of that. I think that is really, really cool looking. Let's kind of take it down. Oh, yeah. I like that. Actually looks really cool. Elemental nature done that way. That makes sense. That works out pretty well. Right? Doesn't that look good? That'll look good at night over in Galaxy's Edge. You get the little blade getting bigger at the bottom and then kind of tapering off. That is a cool look. I like that a lot. That is a really sweet looking lightsaber. Okay. The other option, this is my third option, and I want to know in the comments what you guys think. I've got another one of these modified blades. This one does get big at the bottom, and then you'll notice it goes all the way to the end with texture. Oh, yeah. That's pretty cool looking. That looks really good. I need to add a little bit more glue to the bottom here because I left a little bit of an edge. Or like a little bit of a lip with no glue, so I can go in and add more. But actually, I kind of like that because it looks like it is coming out of the saber. I like that it isn't all the way down to the bottom because it gives it this like kind of fiery texture-looking thing. That is cool. Okay, you guys got to see what I'm talking about. Okay, here we go. Let's de-ignite this thing. Ready? Oh yeah, that is pretty cool looking. What do you guys think of that? Let me know what you guys think of that. I may go with this one that's fully done up. I like that. I actually like this blade quite a bit. Yeah. And I might just leave that gap. I might leave that gap. I like how that looks, actually. Guys, let me know your thoughts. What do you think of this lightsaber? This is my protection and defense mixed with elemental nature. What should we call it? Elemental protection? Natural defense, protection in nature. I think elemental protection is what I'm going to call this, especially with that green. And I can switch to blue if I want. I can go in here and I can be like, you know what? Let's switch this bad boy up to blue, since that was actually the color I originally picked when I first went to Galaxy's Edge. There we go. There we go. There we go. Almost. Make sure that's down. Okay, you ready? Blue? Oh yeah, blue looks great. I like this. It looks good. No matter which way I do it, this looks like a good saber. Oh yeah, I like this a lot. I like this a lot. This is a good one. I think I'm leaning towards the one that's fully done. It's just gonna look cool. It looks cool at night. This is it. This is it. Guys, my 2021 saber. Elemental protection. What do you think? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Leave it down in the comments below, guys. Make sure you're subscribed. Until next time, remember, be the spark. Don't be a moof milker.